Please take your seats as we welcome USA Today best-selling author, international leadership keynote speaker, and entrepreneur, Ryan Vett.
Ryan is a natural and truly masterful at his craft. We invited his family to join us for our event, and during his keynote, Ryan made eye contact with his son and integrated a profound story to solidify a point that my attendees still talk about today.
What is it that your aim is focused on? And are you focused on the right target, or are you just 1 inch off that when fired 50 meters later is going to end you in a completely different path? Are you pursuing significance, or are you chasing success? A lot of times what I find is when people are aiming, they're aiming because they're looking at the wrong thing. And I've got my son Braden in here. Everyone say hi, Braden. Several weeks ago, he and I were racing up the stairs to get to bed. It's a great parenting technique. If you turn something into a competition, it usually gets them to do what you want. And so I turned it into a competition, and I'm tearing up the stairs behind him, and he kept looking over his shoulder. So I quickly ran right past him and made it to the finish line, which was his bedroom, to which he was not very pleased. But it was an opportunity to have a conversation. I said, Braden, you were looking over your shoulder the entire time, concerned about what I was doing, and not where you were going. Which brings me to the second point. Be. The B is be. Just be. It's one of the most freeing words when I think about it, because it gives you the freedom to be who you are, to be true to yourself, to be unapologetically authentic. But what I find in this world, especially with the pressures of social media and things online changing, you try to be someone that you're not. And that's the 1 inch that moves the target just enough that you're firing down the wrong lane. Just be.
Ryan went above and beyond. He not only connected with our audience, he researched our venue in Nashville and made it feel like he wrote his entire illustration just for us.
380 feet tall. It's currently the Guinness Book World Record holder for the oldest, longest, tallest living tree, and they call it Hyperion. This tree is so special that the Guinness Book of World Record did not publish its exact location, but gave about a 1 square mile radius, so people would know generally where it is, but you couldn't find it. Now, how many of you can conceptualize 380 feet? Probably not me. So to put it in perspective, Rick can. Besides Rick, how many of you can conceptualize 380 feet? To put it in perspective, in Nashville, there are only 17 buildings in the skyline that are 380 feet or taller. To put that in perspective. Number 17 on the list, the one that's only 4 feet taller, to help you get an idea of it, anyone want to guess what building that is? It's the building we're sitting in right now. This building is only 4 feet taller than the tallest tree in the world. Now, foundations for a building like this go as deep as 250 feet. They drill down into the ground, they put supports so that the building will not collapse under the weight of this crazy set we have. Engineers spend countless resources trying to figure out exactly how deep they need to go to rest on the bedrock so that these buildings do not collapse. In fact, the tallest building, or the deepest foundation on record, is the Twin Towers in Kuala Lumpur, going 400 feet deep. Most buildings in Manhattan, because of the low water level, are about 40 feet deep. Either way, we are talking about some deep roots. But how deep are the redwood roots? Most redwood roots are in the top 3 feet of soil. So you've got a tree called Hyperion that's only 4 feet shorter than this building that has about a 250-foot deep structure. But the redwoods only have 3 feet. To put that in a different light, how many of you have seen a fallen palm tree with a hurricane or something like that? Guess how deep those root systems are? Also about 3 feet. But redwoods are the longest standing, tallest trees. What makes them so special? Well, it's the fact that instead of going down, they're one of the only plants without what's called a taproot. They go out. In fact, redwoods span 50 feet in any direction for a 100-foot diameter. So the roots grow out instead of down. Redwoods also always grow together. There is not a single redwood that's by itself that has survived. They're always grow and pack. So when I think about this group, I often think about redwoods. Because some of us are tall like Hibernians, some of us are brand new and trying to grow tall, but here's the thing. Not a single one of us can survive without the intertwined root system of one another.
And I want to comment about an amazing speaker that I had the opportunity to hear, Ryan Vett.
Here to talk about Ryan Vett.
And Ryan Vett was our keynote speaker. He also did an amazing sold-out workshop for us.
Not only is Ryan Vett one of the most dynamic speakers in the industry, he's also a trailblazer.
Man, when I tell you, before he even came on stage, he had captured everyone's attention.
But just weeks into a lockdown, Ryan Vett rose to the occasion and engaged my virtual audience with a relevant, timely, and transformative message.
He will help you maximize the potential of your team and help you with your workforce.
Ryan takes his wealth of experience in business and crafts a story that's engaging, empowering, and heartwarming.
His keynote address was captivating. It was inspirational. It was also very timely. It had great business sense. He was truly relatable, relevant, and I would highly recommend him for any organization that is looking for a great keynote speaker for their program.